You will never make any decision without asking. It happened in Alec, by the way. And I remember, representative of the United States to the UN mission, when she said, I don't know what Putin will do tomorrow except veto. Right? He was taking it very strongly, very seriously, and do it. So what was his mentor? I would guess.
Was there any foresight in him taking Crimea? I'd also like to hear from her background
yes, please. Yeah.
On this. Like, it seemed like their presence with the Navy, it seemed like a logical step for them to do, but did we forecast that? Like, what was the U.S.'s stance on that?
Again, I'm the Middle East guy, so, you know.
She's not going to ask she's not about Crimea as a Black Sea. Yeah,
I mean,
yeah, you know, if you don't mind, I can say the Black Sea is very surrounded, right? And the only path from the Black Sea to the Mediterranean Sea is Turkey, right? This is, the Strait of Turkey. And he didn't have very good relation with Turkey at the time. Crimea is surrounded by some other countries, and most of them are not loyal to him. So Crimea is very important. But not only this is the political reason, the other reason, which is the gas. They have a very big gas in Crimea. That's why you're thinking about that. But you know what? I think the main reason, prestigious reason. It's written in his strategy. The current phase is a prestigious phase. Retain, restore the prestige of Russia. You know that. You can read it, please. Prestigious. Now I'm taking it. Yes, please. Not very much for sure, but something like that. I mentioned that.
Somebody else will fill in.
Yes, yes.
So what impact does that have on countries, especially
Good. It is, that's Gulf countries.
maybe?
I think forever. Gulf countries, how they think. I was talking to the Admiral about something before we coming here. Have you heard about fragile state index? Okay, fragile state index has been made by foreign policy. And they try to see how states all over the world who are applicable to the evaluation, fragile, failed, stable, or sustainable. And they could take 175 countries. The first failed state, which is number one in ranking, is South Sudan. And the most sustainable country this year, last year, Finland, and the year before, Sweden. Where is United Arab Emirates location? 165, stable, very strong. Followed by Qatar, 164. Followed by other countries, Saudi Arabia, 101, which is warming in evaluation. Why I'm telling you in my answer there, your answer to you, because they are depending this evaluation on 12 elements, 12 standards. 2 of them economic standards only, 4 of them social, 6 of them, security and military standards, political standards, political and security standards. See, so not big, and by these 12 standards, UAE is very stable, Qatar is very stable, coming after them Oman and Kuwait, even Bahrain. Saudi Arabia is, I think it's coming after this 2030 strategy. They try, because they are late. So we don't need you to support us economically or politically, but we need your defense. Why? Because of, if you remember, the Khorasan, the Shia Khorasan. Yeah, that's fine. Maybe I'm weaker than you and then I need your help. So UK now, UK now, just my answer. So UK now, I think, this is my analysis, is trying to fill in the gap, right, which the United States maybe will leave. But by the way, if we look at Trump himself, even as I told you, he's following Obama, what he's doing, because if you think about economy right now, that doesn't mean that, I'm not sure how many US military bases in the area, but if they will leave, they will not take all of them. Maybe they will take some, or they will leave all of them with reduced number of soldiers.
mentioned about the shared influence in the region.
Yeah.
But as you know, UAE is interwoven with the Shias for over a century.
Right. Right.
So that's the way they do business. That's the way part of their fabric. So are they really concerned about the Shias?
It's a very good question. It's a very good question.
People are living in
I think it was coming to my end, but I have to say it now. Professor says, you know, how am I afraid of Shia? At the same time, I'm involved with them for centuries. Right? We are dealing together with the economy. But let me say for decades. What you can notice in the current time that the elements of the national security, or even for the national powers, they are not working together like what we learned here. I mean, it doesn't mean that I'm against you politically, not to be with you economically. I need you. Like, for example, and it was coming to my end, there is a triangle energy in the Middle East, which is Israel, Cyprus, Greece, to have this gas to liquefy it in Egypt and then to export it to Europe, right? So Egypt is participating in that, which is against Turk Stream, which is an agreement between Turkey and Russia of producing gas and sending them to the second tube will be to Europe. But at the same time, so Egypt against Russia in that, economically, right? But Egypt and Russia are very well working together in security and political issues. The same. Well, dealing here, yeah, economy is very important, but we have to work together. Political, now, that's why it's very difficult now when any president send, like what Obama did right now, to 35 or 29, I'm not sure, Russian diplomats back home. No, you have to work together. You have to work together. I hope I could answer to you that it's separate. The national powers are separate. Yes, please.
Okay, this is definitely a very good question that the Shiites who are residing in the region for a long time, and UAE is very liberal towards them. But the recent impact which we are noticing, especially in this part of the world, is we are not getting visas for Iranians. We are not getting visas for
See, it's
Iranians.
political.
So, and then you can sense that what is happening at the ground level is basically even students, even people who are come on the visit visa, there are no visas for Iranians, not at all.
But by the way,
So this is probably the impact.
can I come a point here just to make it clear? Visa issue is still very, how can I say, specific, security issue. Like, we have Iranian here, by the way. We were eating yesterday in the Iranian restaurant, which is Danya, right?
Big community here.
Right? Big community. So it's, you know, it doesn't mean, I'm sorry when I made this my opinion, it doesn't mean that they are refusing to work.
Yeah.
They refuse some Egyptians, but because of security reason.
Yes.
Let me say it's individual. Big individuals, but it's still individual. It's not governmental. It's not cutting relations between nations. Okay. China. Yeah. I tried to find anything. I found only 2 statements or 3 statements by the president. They are very careful. They are very, how can I say, English, closing. But they are doing very well, honestly. China, you know what? I read a lot. And this is my conclusion, to be honest. But it's a very honest conclusion. China thinking that to be one policy China is the most important. Their vision. Stay forever, one policy China. This, by the way, remember Macau, Taiwan, Hong Kong, only one China. Please, don't even think about that. Okay? And as any country would like to be prosperous, would like to be strong, but they put the economic element as priority in front. Even they don't improve their economy as we know that much. By the way, only one military base outside China, which is Djibouti. Why? Because of the Silk Road, which is coming. For facilitating, it's something administrative more than military. Protecting but facilitating, to ease the movement of the ships Chinese ships in this Silk Road coming through Middle East to Suez Canal, going to Europe and Latin America after. So what I can say about China, that they are very careful, as I told you, and as I told you, they believe that our economic strength will help our political strength in the future. And they work it, believe that we have to protect our economy. The borders, the sea borders, do you remember, which was aimed by Obama? We have to protect our sea borders. They think against each other this way. They have same one thing together. But now Trump is changing, as I told you, to economy more. That became more different in this point, which is economy. It wasn't good before. And also, the very caring about the regime and the stability of the country. Very caring about that. And they have what they call it a calculative strategy. They have four main axes working there. International community. It was written USA, but I believe it's a national community. When I saw, as I told you in my references, you would like to tell the world, we are here in Asia to make it stable. We are the tool of the international community making Asia stable. That's it. You would like to say that. And on the other hand, they have their strong armed forces, but they don't pay much money to build it. They try to save money more. But it's moving forward, but maybe slowly. Okay? For
Maybe,
this, yes, ma'am.
we just say you can ask if the students are having any questions.
Yeah,
Feel
please,
free
you
to
can
ask
drop me
questions
anytime.
during the session.
I started very well. So anytime ask me, please. Okay? So disputes. We believe that neighborliness, it's first time to see this word in English, if I read it right. Neighborliness, which is neighborhood, must be stable and strong. And we don't have any agnostic or hostile relation with any neighbors. And as a Chinese, I can say that Taiwan is mine, Hong Kong is mine, Macau is mine, that's mine. And sea borders are mine. And other countries like South Korea, like Japan, even Australia, all of them, we have a good neighborhood. And I don't want to provoke anyone. I don't want to provoke anyone. I mean, as a Chinese, as China president or China government, we are here. I'm here, you're too, to the international community, here to make it stable. And they believe in dealing with the countries, they have categories, they have standards. So Africa is very important. Middle East, yes. Islamic states, why not? But they have different levels. And they are very clear about their priorities. Now let me go to regional. Again, the second one, which was really difficult to find, Iran. Iran, as I told you, a phenomenon. As any countries would like to improve, they have priority. They have their armed forces. I believe it's not strong as they pretend. No, it's not strong as they pretend. They have the same ideology of Russian Navy to pretend that we have. I think so. Economically, they work hard, and especially now after the agreement, the GCPOA, it's a comprehensive action, plan of action, with the P5+1, that and European Union participated that was a nuclear program to make it for Iran peaceful. Now, many money returned back to Iran, and they would like, I think, we want to improve the economy, and on the long term, why not to have a nuclear program? Maybe it will be nuclear weapons. Maybe why not? Because why do you think they have nuclear weapons? Because remember, Israel to my west, Pakistan and India to my east, these three, they didn't sign the nuclear agreement. So I have to have a nuclear weapon on them, even if I don't sign the agreement, international agreement. So this is how we think of it. I think they think this way. I think, as I told you, the Shia charisma, they would like to have the influence. Now let me tell a very nice story about what I wrote here, which is support those who suppress against those arrogant dictators. I wasn't writing the Iranian strategic role like that before. I was writing what I said 1 minute ago. That the spread influence, you know, right? All over the world. I'm sorry, the Middle East, and to give power and to, you know, impose their will. And I was in Tunisia, December last year, I was short. And one of the attendees was the Iranian ambassador to Tunisia. And it was in Arabic, and he knows Arabic very well. It happened. And he told me in German. You mentioned that it's our strategic goal to impose our rules in the Middle East. I said, yes, this is what I have read. I'm not against you. He said, no, our strategic goal, what I have, has been written exactly the way. Exactly. He told me this word. And I told him, fine. And I asked him a question. Tell me your opinion honestly of the United States. He told me, these people are invaders. They interfere all over the world. And I told him, see, things seem like support the weak people against the invaders. Right? And he was surprised. No matter why I wrote it, this is the first time to write it. Because I read it. Really, he wrote it. He wasn't lying to me. Right? But I have to write it. Like we have our comments, we have to understand it. Don't say something. I'm not against Iran, really, as a person. I'm not against any country. I'm just against the way of thinking, especially the liars. Don't try to persuade me something you're not doing it. Or you criticize another country doing it and you're not doing it. Right? And you believe it's Islamic way to interfere, to support the weak people against the dictators. And at the same time, the United States, they are doing the same thing. They are not Muslims, for example. Okay, Turkey. As I told you, Turkey is thinking really to be very strong. In 2014, when